Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. I hope you all are fine and inspired. So in today's video, I'm gonna begin with recommending to all of you guys I know who are applying for USA, who are studying IELTS or TOEFL and SAT for USA. Then here is a video from I just memorized it just now, like the name of this YouTube channel, Get Ready Nepal. Future Ready Nepal, yeah, Future Ready Nepal. So yes, watch the videos from their channel. And I just watched this particular video from their channel this morning, and it was very informational. And yes, keep making these videos. And yeah, without any further ado, let's get into the video. Now, the word that we're going to learn today is monotonous. So, if you speak in American accent, then you have to say like monotonous. You have to stress that na part, right? And if you want to speak in British accent, then you say monotonous. Then you have to stress that no part, like no, that syllable, that particular, the second syllable, monotonous. So yes, and the meaning of this word is not so natural, very dull and robotic. Like, my name is Tashil Gogorang and I'm from Kathmandu. Yes, that's very monotonous. So yes, and today we are again going to learn about speaking, right? And what I did in my class was that we had conversation about again like TV serials. We only did that speaking class for 3 days. I don't know why. So yes, we did it for 3 days, and we just spoke, we just practiced, and it's not as let's say not like how we imagine. So in our imagination we speak like so fluent English, but when we actually have to speak, it doesn't turn out as we imagined. So that's why you need to practice as much as you can. And yes, today we're going to be learning about how to face problems during speaking, right? And we have already covered 3 criteria. So let me tell you that there are basically 4 criteria upon which our speaking is evaluated, or let's say checked by the examiner. So the examiner checks our fluency and cohesion. That means how fluent can we speak, the speed of our speaking and how much understandable it is. And the second part is, or criteria is, our grammatical range and accuracy. Of course, like whether our grammar is right or not, what kind of sentence structure are we using, and what's our strength, and whether we are using it accurately or not. And then third is a lexical resource. Of course, how many words do we know, how many phrases do we know, how many idioms have we used, have we like repeated any word. So yes, that's for lexical resource, and I've already talked about these 3 criteria in my previous videos on speaking. So yes, do check it out. And today we're going to be talking about the last criteria, which is pronunciation. Yeah, we're going to be talking about how to deal with the problems we face during speaking, and also about pronunciation, how to improve our pronunciation, how to literally nail it, right? And yes, without any further ado, again, let's get into the video. Now, let's start with a problem that we might face during the speaking test. So, let's say first, we might not understand the question, so we might not understand what the examiner is asking to us. So that's the first problem. And the second problem is not hearing the question properly. You might not hear the question, like just like me, I'm deaf. I'm literally a deaf person. Sometimes I can hear whispers, but I cannot hear people literally calling my name out loud. So yeah, just keep that aside. And If you're someone like that, then let me know in the comment down below. And yes, so the next problem is you mistake the answer. The question is different and your answer is different, right? So that happens when you are particularly nervous. Yeah. So that type of problem also happens during speaking test, and not sure how to answer. So you do not know how to answer. So these are the problems that an IELTS student might face during speaking tests. Let's see, how do IELTS students actually tackle these problems? How do they react to these situations? So some IELTS students, they stay silent. Okay, they just do not know what to say, so they just keep quiet. Some ask a question to check, so they're like, okay, what was the question again? Did you mean about my, what to say? Did you mean the qualification or qualities in a person? So you can ask like that. You can ask like that, but IELTS students, they do like this, when they are in a problem, like I mentioned before, right? So the next thing that they might do is just, attempt an answer, but are hesitant. So they are like, okay, the examiner asks us a question and we do not understand it, but we have to speak, right? So what are we gonna do? We're gonna answer it. So we answer, but we are like, because we are not pretty sure what we are actually even talking about, or whether our answer is right or not. And the next thing that they do is correct themselves. So an examiner asks a question, right? And what do most of the IELTS students do is they actually answer it, but they are not pretty much confident about their answer. And while they are answering, what do the examiner do if they find that our answer is actually not correct? Is they will correct it, like they will give us a little bit hint, they will give us a hint, and they'll be like, oh, like you might have this, like they'll just give a little bit of hint, okay? And you're gonna be like, oh, okay, I'm actually supposed to speak about this. So you're gonna be like, oh, sorry, what I meant was, and you can actually go on with your speaking, right? And yeah, among these approaches that the IELTS student take, the worst approach you can take is staying silent. Never ever stay silent, because what does that show is that you do not have any kind of ideas, and it also shows that you do not have proper like language to actually express your ideas. Or it could also show that you do not understand English language much, so the examiner won't get a good impression from your silence. So never ever stay silent. And what you should actually do is use these phrases. So if you do not understand the question, you should be like, could you repeat the question? Or you can say, did you mean particularly this or that? So whatever your confusion is, just do not stop talking. Of course, you can be have like a 1 or 2 second pause. You can pause for like a second or two, but do not literally stay silent for like more than 2 seconds, I would say, because you have to keep speaking. And if you do not, then again, you cannot get a good score. So yeah, just keep talking, and yeah, use these phrases, use this according to the problem you are facing, and yeah, that's how you can solve the problem. And keep talking. Now let's talk about pronunciation, and what do the examiner actually see in it. What do they try to see in a student. So the first thing is pronouncing individual sounds clearly, and second is using intonation and stress to help communicate your ideas, chunking, running your words together naturally and clearly, not in a robotic way. So now let's talk about how to pronounce individual sounds clearly. Now, the first step that you can take towards pronouncing clearly, is actually knowing the difference between different sounds. Just like it, it, and eat, eat. It, eat. So the sounds are different, right? So just like that, you have to know the difference. What's the difference between it and eat, So I have probably stressed E, and just like that, you have to know the difference. And how do you know the difference is actually, whenever you learn a new word, go for also, finding out its pronunciation. And in that way, you can actually improve it. And also, find out difficult words that you find hard, and learn its pronunciation. And just like this, words which sound pretty similar, like it, eat, and eat, eat, just like that. Yeah, color, like our color, so yeah, you have to find those types of words which sound similar, but yet they have different sounds, of course, and find out the difference between the sounds of these different words, which you find difficult. And yep, that's how you can actually improve it. Now, I have a work for you to do to actually practice what we just learned. So here are words which have different kind of sounds, and listen to this recording from 35, recording 35. I will link the description. I never get it right. The link will be in the description, okay? And just check it out. And what you have to do is, they will be in the recording, they will pronounce one particular word from like this one, it, or eat. They will either say it or eat, and you have to, of course, take the screenshot of this particular question. All right, and after that, you write down the correct, you write down what you hear. Just write down what you hear, and okay, just you can pause the video, go take the screenshot, listen to the recording, and do the tasks that I just gave you, and yeah, you can come back and I'll give you the answer. You can also practice by, pronouncing one word, and letting your friend write it down, and see if your friend gets it right or not. Like, did she get it right? So yeah, just check it out. Now the next thing is, make sure to pronounce the endings of words accurately. You didn't get it right, what I just said. Did you get it? Like, there's also ending of the words. Of course, words are pronounced right, but you should also focus on the ending, because it might not seem like they might be D, alphabet D, but it's pronounced, it can be pronounced as T. Now here's this word chased. What do you think is the ending of this word is pronounced? Like chased, the, or chased, T. So it's chased, like chayst. Its pronunciation is like that, chased. So at the ending, you are supposed to say T, not D. And that's how you can actually improve your pronunciation. And how do you find out whether it's chased or chased? Is you need to Google it. Yep, you need to Google it. And for now, here are some words that you can, put into the right column. So if you hear sound T, then put it in this column where it's written T. And if you sound D in the ending, then put in this middle column. And if you sound like ed, then not double, yeah. So if it sounds like ed, then put it in this column. Now, another way of pronouncing a word accurately and clearly is by knowing where to actually stress, like in which syllable do we have to put the stress. For example, what we learned today, the word was monotonous, right? And where did we put the stress? As I said earlier, it's in na, N-double-A-A, na. I said monotonous, not monotonous. So it sounds different, right? Without any stress. Did you just hear? Like monotonous. So if you put the stress, it's gonna be like monotonous, and you have to put the stress so that it sounds clearly and it makes more sense of what I'm talking about. So yep, here are some words for you guys, and just take the screenshot and write the syllable where you think they should be stressed, right? And yeah, after you can pause the video and I'll give you the answer in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now next is intonation, using intonation while you speak, So what does this intonation mean is, I'll give you an example, okay? So I think I'll miss you. So if I say, I think I'll miss you, that means like I think I'll miss you, So the next is, I think I'll miss you. That means like, maybe I'll miss you or not so sure. And next is, I think I'll miss you. That means like, someone like me is gonna miss someone like you. And next is, I think I'll miss you. That means, that I'll probably miss you. And next is, I think I'll miss you. Someone like you, like who never treated me even right. So you see, intonation can make a, same sentence mean different. So there was this different meaning going on, right? You got it. So intonation plays a very big role, and you should use it because when you use intonation, you do not sound robotic. So if I say, I think I'll miss you, what does it even mean? Like, you're gonna miss me, because of out of your wish or out of pressure, or what do you mean, So if I say, I think I'll miss you, so you are like in a doubt, not so sure if I'll miss you or not. So yeah, that's what intonation is. Now next is chunking. So what I got out of chunking is that when I searched in YouTube, so it was talking about something to do with just saying a sentence in a very short type of way. So I'm going to be like, so that's like a complete sentence, right? So if I do chunking, then I'm gonna be like this. So I'm gonna be like so this is called chunking according to YouTube. But like from my book, what I got to know about chunking was actually pausing after a particular like phrase or sentence. Just a pause in between means chunking. That's what I got. Okay, so that's what I learned. And yep, so do pause after a certain phrase, like, I think I'll miss you. No, I don't think I'll miss you. So there was this pause, right? Did you hear? So yeah, of course you noticed, I think I'll miss you. No, I won't miss you. So there was this pause in between, so that's called chunking according to me. So yeah, actually that's called pausing, right? So I'm not. So yeah, see, I'm a learner. So if you know, then let me know in the comment down below. Now here's a paragraph, right? And just take a picture of it, like do a screenshot, okay? And of course, so if you have taken the screenshot, now then go ahead in the description down below and press on recording 38. So as you listen to the recording, write down the words which has been stressed by the speaker. Okay, so, and yeah, that's your exercise. Pause the video and do it. So next thing that you are going to do is you can see these double slashes right after some phrases or sentence. So yeah, what you're going to do, what it's used for is basically, it's chunking, of course. Whenever the speaker has chunked, these slashes have been used. So what you are going to do is, whenever the speaker pauses like slightly, you're going to use these slashes and use these slashes right after a word where the speaker stops. slightly. So in this paragraph, the speaker has used this, this slashes after years and levels, right? So you're also gonna do the same thing after, so listen to the recording and do this, and come back. I'm gonna give you the answer. Now, to practice fluency and intonation, what you're going to do is actually listen to, native speakers. So, take a recording from our listening section, right? So you can actually, so I have a book, where there's script, and I can also listen that script from YouTube, right? So what do? Is I read that out loud, copying the speaker. So if the speaker says like the process is, then I also try to imitate that speaker saying like the process is, and you have to do it out loud. Whenever you practice even pronouncing a single sound, do it out loud, like monotonous, not monotonous, like monotonous, and just like that, whenever you are practicing this particular technique that I just shared, do it out loud. So in the last part, we are going to check ourselves. How's our what's the level of our speaking? So here's a list of questions for you to practice. What you can do is you can record yourself as you answer. Do not cheat. Do not prepare beforehand. Just do it on the spot without any, not like you can just go and check the techniques that I shared, the tips that I shared, of course, right? But do not prepare the answer beforehand. And yes, do record yourself, and keep in mind that you have to do well in 4 criteria that I mentioned earlier. And yep, after recording, you can show it to your teacher so that he can or she can evaluate it and give you a score. Or you can actually text me, like you can message me. My Facebook account is, of course, it's Tashtol Gurung. Also in Insta, it's the same name. So you can actually message me, and I will check how much you might score, in IELTS with that speaking. And yep. So yes, with that saying, the video comes to an end, and yep, do watch the video if you are trying to apply for USA. And one thing I learned is that SAT is for scholarship solely. So if you are someone rich and you don't want scholarship, then of course you do not have to do SAT, right? But if you want a scholarship, then you must do SAT and get good scholarship, and of course watch these videos on YouTube so that you can learn more about how to get your US visa, how to increase our chances of getting it. And yes, with that saying, thank you for watching my video, and all the best.